Well, good evening, Pipe Pals. How y'all doing? Pipe Pals and gals and all genders in between. Oh, how you doing tonight? Well, it's Holy Smoking Pipe Padre, and I'm back here again. Hopefully I'm recording. I just got through making a video, and it didn't work. Technology strikes again. Rats, curses. Well, anyway, I'm here. I'm gonna, you know what? Maybe it's good because I kind of maybe have distilled my thoughts now, and I'm just gonna talk to you about just exciting things. At least, well, they're exciting things in my life. Maybe not yours, but they are for me. It's a beautiful summer evening. I'm watering the lawn, and I am smoking my Joe Case pipe along with my Giovanni pipe here, my Geo pipe. And this is delicious, beautiful cherry wood, as you can see. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. I love this pipe too. And basically, what I'm doing is I'm smoking a little bit of Sillam's Green in the green can, Sillam's in the red can, and Sillam's in the black can. Okay? And what am I doing that? Well, I am doing what I call a Neapolitan. I started it with, I loaded it with the coconut flavor, then the red cherry flavor, quote unquote, and then the black classic Sillam's. And I think I've almost come to the end of this. Oh my goodness, have I already done that? It's sad. Okay, we'll try to keep this going for a little bit. But I have a backup here. This is my Joe Case pipe, and it's just got good old-fashioned red Sillam's in there. Okay, well, I'm here tonight to talk about a few things. Hope you're doing well. I'm really excited about, I got some future box openings coming. I haven't had a box opening in a long time. So I'm hoping in the next day or two to have some really fun box openings. And all I'll say is that, as you know, I've been kind of looking for the elusive cherry blend again. Kind of go between cherry and coconut, yeah. And so I found, well, I didn't find, well, yes, I did, but after a recommendation by the one, the only, Herminator, about a cult blood red cherry or blood red moon. Yeah, cult blood red moon. I guess it's a cherry tobacco, and I was intrigued. And I actually went online, got my iPad out. Again, this part of this video is about learning how to use different technology and for different things. And I found it, came up on a simple search, and there it was. You know, a lot of these things, sometimes either you can't buy them, they're out of stock, they're not available if you're going to export it to California for some reason, because we, you know, land of fruit and nuts. But anyway, I found it. It was in stock. It was pretty decent price. And they sent it to me. So it's on its way. So I'm hoping, and there's another special box coming away too, that I'm hoping to do a couple box openings. So looking forward to that. And actually trying a new cherry blend. So there you have it. Okay. I was talking about, before I realized that I didn't quite finish this video, and I said, okay, I loaded up the 3 Sillam's blends as a Neapolitan pipe. Kind of like Neapolitan ice cream, you get the cherry, the strawberry, the vanilla, and the chocolate. And so I was talking about, you know, how basically this has always been a challenging and intriguing blend for me. Sillam's red, Sillam's in the red can. It's just a different kind of a creation. And I kind of think I hit on it. I said, you know, Classic Sillam's Black, that beautiful autumnal, earthy, kind of like a combination between an aromatic and an English. You can't. Oh, this is fantastic. This is a masterpiece. But the red and the green, I was prompted to do the green because I was looking for a coconut blend about 4 years ago, and I found it in Sillam, supposedly. But also, when I went on their website and I saw, oh, they even have a red tin. Wonder what that is. And it said cherry fruity flavor. So I said, can't be all that bad. Anyway, I got it. Wasn't too impressed with the coconut. I didn't dislike it. It just didn't really float in my boat. I mean, actually, that's what I'm smoking right this second is the coconut. It's the last stage in my my Neapolitan pipe here. And but the red was always intriguing. I kind of didn't like it, and yet it just got under my skin. And I said, you know what it is? It's the way that you taste it. The red, the cherry-ish or fruity-ish flavor. I think you taste it more up inside your olfactory, your nasal. That again, just like when you have to have the ability to smell food in order to taste it. But some things are more, you experience the taste more upper in the, as I had a music professor inquire, he was always talking about the mask, the upper part of the mask. And that's where a lot of that, the vapors you would experience, and it's kind of like maybe like alcohol in some ways. Whereas the green, the coconut, you taste it more on your tongue, on your palate. So anyway, I guess that's why the cherry is just different. It's just a unique experience all the way around. So anyway, I talked about that a little bit. I also talked about my technology. Again, right now as I'm speaking, I'm uploading a new video that you'll probably be seeing later. Well, you will see this one maybe a day or two from now, but I'm hoping I'm doing another video. It's not exactly a 360 video. A few of you have kind of made it clear that you're not big 360 video people. But one of the things about 360 now, which is kind of more interesting, you can actually do some more post-production stuff with it. And I did that. It's called overcapture. So, again, what I'm trying to do is learn a completely new technique. Again, trying to take the iPads, the tablets, and not just use them for consumption devices. They're nice. Be honest with you, I love getting my iPad in the morning with a cup of coffee, checking email, going through, the news, looking at the readings of the Mass for the day, getting some thoughts and inspiration, even checking a few YouTube videos out. Anyway, bottom line is, it's nice for sitting on the chair, your favorite couch or chair, and just kind of, just looking at things. But iPads, believe it or not, are pretty doggone powerful. And the thing is that the apps that they're making are, if you take time to learn them, you kind of get surprised, like, wow, this is an app we're talking about. It can do 4K video editing. It's amazing. So anyway, I've been last 4 videos that I've made, one for my other channel, Stevenson RF, and my Holy Smokin' Pipe Padre channel, I've been producing on the iPad. Now there's some glitches. It's not perfect. I wouldn't say there's a big learning curve, but there's a learning curve. And maybe it's not as expedient as my Final Cut Pro, because I've been using Final Cut Pro for over 10 years now. But the thing is that it seems like Apple is really putting a lot more effort into apps. And I think that Apple and Adobe are going to be they're going to be swinging after the bell, because there are programs like LumaFusion that does video, and Procreate, and What's the other one? I guess it's Procreate. Anyway, but these are video. These are apps that are almost on par. Well, I'm getting, that's a little bit of a stretch, but they're getting to where they're very comparable in the basics of photo editing and video editing. And if Final Cut kind of drags its feet and doesn't bring Final Cut Pro to the iPad, I think LumaFusion will surpass them. And again, desktop computers, they probably are in their heyday now. They're probably kind of like, we're looking at the end, kind of they're coming to their end there. Just like my poor little Dunhill, the sparker's gone, so I gotta go to my backup. I always have a backup. Not as elegant, but it works. Okay, so I just think that it behooves me and other YouTubers that you kind of start learning how to do video editing on your iPad or your tablet, even if you have a Microsoft Surface, whatever. Okay, I think this is just about gone, so we'll go back to my second backup, which is, yeah. Okay, this is the Cillums Straight Cherry. In a cherry wood. She's a good girl. She's a good boy. Okay. All right, so, so anyway, I've been trying to learn new things, and I like learning new things. Now, it's not easy, and sometimes I get very frustrated because what's happening is that all of the processing takes place on the phones. In the last video, I basically shot and did the whole thing on my iPhone. So this time I'm going to try it on my other. I have the iPad 12.9 inch iPad, which I love, and got the newest one of those. Sent the other one to a dear friend of mine who loves Apple products. So every time I upgrade, they're happy because they get a new. For them, it's a new Apple product, and I just give it to them. That doesn't mean I'm a great guy. It just means that I like sharing, things with people that are my friends. I have no problems doing that. And so anyway, we sent that to them, and hopefully they'll get it. And they just love making videos. They have a little religious channel, and I've even helped them. That's one of the reasons why I began to realize that, man, when I started learning some of these apps and realizing how in-depth they were, they look almost ridiculous. They look kind of silly. Now, and some of them are. Don't get me wrong. Some apps are an absolute waste of time and they're a ripoff. But some apps, when you begin to really dig beneath the surface and you go, oh my gosh, I didn't know it could do that. GarageBand on the iPad is fantastic. Great program. Well, it's an app, but it's more like a program. And I just wish that Apple would try and bring Final Cut Pro to the iPad because they keep it locked in the Mac OS system. But I just think they're going to have to because LumaFusion will surpass them when it comes time when people are not doing desktop anymore, or desktops are kind of going the way of the dodo bird. And people are doing mostly app-based computing. Final Cut Pro will be it'll be late to the game. I hate to say that, and I'm an Apple sheep, I'm an Apple fanboy. But that's the reality. And I'm afraid that if they don't do something in the next 6 months, it's going to be kind of too late. So anyway, I would love to see Final Cut Pro on the iPad, but that remains to be seen. There's no rumors of that happening, and I'm just thinking that, you know what, they really need to seriously do that, and sooner the better. So I'm going to be producing this video on my iPad LumaFusion program or app. And so that's what I've been doing the last few weeks, is learning a new workflow. And I'm excited about it. I'm not totally sanguine about the whole thing, because there are workarounds and there's still problems, and because I'm learning something new. But for the most part, it's not bad. It's kind of like the Sillum's Red. It's not perfect, but it's intriguing. Okay, that's the word for Sillum's Red, intriguing. Now, it's not to be confused at all with this delicious stuff here, the Boswell's Cherry Smash. This is heavenly. I love that. Yeah, now I'm getting that funny olfactory flavor sensation. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so that's the technical thing, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about my my little health condition. I'm still kind of battling the sciatica and the lower back pain, although I think maybe I've kind of turned a corner, I'm hoping. Basically, I've been wearing my Vibram, as Don Bauer would say, my Vibram, 5 fingers, well, mostly the Furoshiki Minimus shoes. Oh, hold on a second, I'll get a copy of those. Oh. Okay. This is the Furoshiki Vibram shoe. There is no heel. See that? There is no heel there. It is flat as a pancake. There is no cushion. I've been wearing these for probably about a year. Or maybe those plus the 5 fingers. And I think maybe that's been a problem. That might be part of my problem. Because when I walk in those and I'm walking on concrete, I'm banging my heel, and there's no give, there's no cushion, there's no shock absorption. It's just bang. So I finally, actually 3 weeks ago, went out and got a new pair of Asus running shoes / walking shoes. They're black, and I was starting to wear those, but I had hurt myself putting them on, and so it's been about 3 weeks since I got those, and I think I wore them just one day. And the chiropractor guy says, well, if you've been wearing those Minimus shoes, you might want to stick with that, because it might throw your back off, so let's not do anything stupid or rash, just wait a while. Well, I put them on today, and boy, I have to tell you, there sure is a difference. My strides were getting really small, and very old man-like. But I put those other shoes on, and my stride almost got back to normal. I mean, I was actually walking normal with very little pain. So I was really excited about that. So I'm hoping that possibly tomorrow, because I didn't re-injure myself with those Minimus shoes, pounding my joints into the concrete, that maybe it'll give me a little bit of a reprieve, and that'll also help in my healing. Doesn't mean I probably won't wear Minimus shoes ever again. It'd be just like, eating one particular, say, food group, even if it's quote unquote healthy. If that's all you're eating, you got to have more than that. It's like golf. You have different types of clubs for different types of situations. You don't use a putter to drive, and you don't use a wedge as a putter. So I think that the Minimus shoes have a place, but you're not supposed to be doing that all the time, especially because we walk on concrete all the time. When I was doing the running and I had the parks back in Elk Grove, the Minimus shoes were wonderful because I was running on grass, not concrete. But here it's all pavement, asphalt, and concrete. So I might have done some damage unknowingly, and maybe I need to stop wearing the minimum shoes for a while and just see where it takes me. So, and then I'm starting tonight. I finished almost 10 days ago. I finished a 12-day fast, and I have to be honest with you, I was amazed that I went 12 days. I've only gone 7 days, and I did that twice in my life, and that was hard. But I think because I was in so much pain with my back and my sciatica, that the hunger pains were next to nothing. I hardly noticed them. And then once I got over that curve where you get into the deep fasting, and then the hunger pains kind of go away, then it was a no-brainer. Then you just take it one day at a time, and oh, I'm not going to eat today. Okay, cool. So anyway. The reason why I think it's really important that I lose weight and get under 200 pounds and get down to more like a 175, it'd be great to get down to 165. It's going to take a lot of weight off of my hips and my legs, and I know, in fact, as I can tell you, when I ended the fast, I noticed that a lot of the pain was starting to go away. And so my first immediate goal is to get back under 200. And then just to keep going until I get to maybe 175. There's a gentleman, in fact, he looks an awful lot like this Anthony Bourdain, or Bourdain, or whatever his name is. I say Bourdain, anyway, Bourdain, or whatever. It looks almost like him. And he did a 6-week fast, lost 44 pounds, and but the only concern that he had was, how is he going to break his fast? And a lot of people say, well, that's simple. Just eat really simple vegetables and you'll be fine. Well, he said there's a real problem with that. Hypophosphatemia, I think that's what he calls it. Anyway, the problem is that when you introduce even steamed vegetables, which sound really easy to digest, the problem is that in metabolizing those, they're carbohydrates, and I guess the phosphorus is so low that you can't metabolize them, and you get some kind of a poisoning or something. And so he said you have to be really, really careful when you go back, and you have to have more of a complete macronutrients where you have some good, healthy vegetables, but you have to have, believe it or not, some protein, i.e. meat, and some fat. Which seems kind of counterintuitive. Now, I'm not talking about going out and eating a big pizza. No, sir. In fact, when I did break my fast after 12 days, I had a small tuna salad, and it was delicious. And I had no problems digesting the food. So that was a good sign. And the reason why I broke the fast was because last week I celebrated my 26th anniversary of ordination. And so I knew I was going to meet some people for some lunch and breakfast and dinners, and I couldn't just show up and say, I'm sorry, I'm not eating right now. Couldn't do that. But for the next few weeks, I have no social engagements at all. I don't have to be anywhere to eat a fancy meal or go to somebody's home, or meeting a friend for, breakfast or something like that. It's just going to be real simple. And so I'm kind of looking forward to getting through the next 3 or 4 days and getting into that long-term therapeutic fasting. So I'm kind of excited about that. And because I went 12 days and it wasn't a problem. I did have some hunger pangs, to be honest. I'm not going to lie. Like right now, it's been over 24 hours. My last meal last night was I had some lamb chops and some cherries. Oh, I love cherries. Boy, I love cherries. But it's probably my favorite fruit. And next to watermelon. Watermelon is probably my second favorite. I like and beautifully ripe sweet peaches. Oh, and mangoes. I love those things too. Cold from the refrigerator. Oh boy. I still love fruit. I don't eat as much of it as I used to, but I still enjoy it. I say, you know what? There's worse things in the world. But In the last 6 weeks, I completely cut out refined sugar, refined carbohydrates. Those are all inflammatory things. So anyway, and I noticed in that fast that my glucose readings were like under 100 again. As the weight comes off, those things go down really quick. So I'm excited about that as well. So anyway, that's what I'm going to be doing. And I'm hoping that as the pounds come off, the pain in the hip and the leg will dissipate and heal up. Somebody was telling me, oh, they got a certain shot, and I've heard about people, they get, I don't know if it's a cortisone shot, but they talk about, oh yeah, it makes you feel great and everything. And again, I'm not opposed to that. If I was in really, 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 really bad pain, I might do that. But I really like the natural way of doing things, because then you're not getting addicted to drugs. I knew somebody who had horrible back pain and they got addicted to oxycodone in the last 5-6 years of their life, and I think they could have lived a lot longer than that, but unfortunately I think that cut their life short. But they were a shadow of who they used to be. And every time I see people that, and again, I'm not trying to say that if you're doing drugs, even for valid pain relief, that's a bad thing, you're a bad person. I'm not saying that at all. But one of the doctors I was listening to, about a year ago, he said, hey, you got to remember, pharmaceuticals always have toxic side effects, no matter what they are. There's always going to be a toxic side effect to it. Very true. Oh, it came back on. Also found a YouTube video on how to repair these Rolagas Dunhill lighters. I bought this like 10 years ago. Money well spent, let me tell you. But the little O-rings kind of start drying up. And there's a guy on eBay who sells a little repair kit for enough, like 5 repairs for like $15. You can't beat that. And there's a guy who shows you exactly how to do it, and it's pretty simple. It's not super complicated. You just got to be really patient because you're dealing with little things. So anyway, there you go. So that's what I'm kind of doing right now, watering the lawn out there tonight. Beautiful summer evenings, smoking a pipe, talking to you, and even you. Yes, you too. So I'm looking forward to, I got a couple of box openings I'm going to do when they get here. I'm excited. One of them, I got to be honest with you, Herminator sent me a little email or a little message saying, hey, there's a new cherry blend out there. Have you heard of it? Called Cult Blood Red Moon. I think that's what it's called. And it is supposed to be a good cherry blend. So I'm looking forward to that. So that's coming. I was so amazed that I was able to actually get on my iPad and do a quick search, and it came up, and it's available. It was in stock. It was, I have to say, it was super reasonable, almost cheap. Got 2 tins. And I just couldn't believe it. So I ordered them, and they're supposedly on their way, along with another box that I'm kind of excited about too. So when those boxes come in, we'll have an old-fashioned Holy Smoking Pie Padre box opening. Yeah. And if I can be talked into it by some of you, I might be interested in maybe trying to do a summer giveaway, summer contest. My last contest was probably about 2 years ago. I think it was on the theme of, do you look like a certain movie star, Or identify one of our YouTube pipe presenters and say, yeah, this guy looks like, for example, I hate to pick on him all the time, but Matches 860, I think he looks like William Dafoe. Am I right or am I right? Come on. He looks like William Dafoe to me. But anyway, and people tell me I look like, some people tell me I look like Tommy Lee Jones. Some people see it right away, and then some people say, no, no, no. But actually, I actually get stopped on the street quite a lot, and people tell me, do you know that you look just like Tom Cruise? I go, yeah, I know. Except I'm taller than he is. So, smoking a pipe with some Selim's cherry. I just call it Selim's in the red can. Selim's in the red can. Wonderful stuff. Even though it's different, it's wonderful. I love it. So I'm enjoying this is the Giovanni pipe that I did the Neapolitan in, where I think I told you I loaded it with 3 different flavors of all the 3 Selim's that I have, and smoked that down for the first video that didn't get published, or didn't get whatever. And now I'm doing my cherry wood, Joe Case cherry wood, with some cherry tobacco. Okay, I think I'm done with this one. Hopefully it recorded. We'll see. So thanks for watching. Have a great evening. We'll see you soon. Holy Smoking Pipe Padre saying bye-bye.